Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. My name's Connor Williams, and we're back with another one of our 24/7 news report videos. As always, we start with the headline news, and the headline news is that Everton are still pushing for BILAL TOURE from Almeria. Atalanta are also interested. That came from Fabrizio Romano. Then Alan Myers decided to double down on that as well by saying Everton are in advanced talks to sign Almeria striker BILAL TOURE. A decision is expected to go to be made in the next coming days. Then Jack Talbot, who is a journalist for transfer.com, said Everton are hoping to complete the deal for Almeria's BILAL TOURE this week, but Atalanta are their competition. Leicester City's Kelechi Iheanacho is also being considered, but he is seen as an alternative in case Everton do not get Toure. Very, very interesting. Obviously, it'd be interesting to see the fee that Toure comes for and how we've afforded that. I'm not surprised Iheanacho is a alternative. I actually really like Iheanacho. I don't think he'd be the worst signing in the world. I actually think he'd do a very good job for us. I'm almost bordering on maybe him over Toure because I assume he'd be a little bit cheaper and his numbers in the Premier League aren't awful. But we'll have to wait and see. Toure, I did do a scout report on, and we did do a little bit on, and he looks good. He looks good. He's just a bit raw. The lad I spoke to said he was good. He just probably thinks he could do with one more year at Almeria. So keep our eyes out on that one. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Toure, the fee. If we can beat Atalanta for it, that's not easy at all. Atalanta really are sort of pushing sort of for that. And as I say that, we now have news from Gianluca Di Marzio that Atalanta are closing in on signing BILAL TOURE. So that one right there could already be dead in the water, it seems. Atalanta are closing in. They don't have European football this year, but I don't think that seems to matter. Yeah, I think we might end up losing that one. We also have the news that Tom Cannon is close to signing for Preston on loan again for the season. That's come from the Northern Echo. Good loan move for him. I mean, clearly he's not ready for the first team yet, but the club see potential in him. Otherwise, they'd have sold him. Everton are also interested in Zamalek and Egypt winger Ahmed Sayed. Everton officials have inquired and spoke to Sayed's father. No official offer has been made. That's come from HH Afut, who is a sports TV and radio presenter in Cairo, Egypt. Interested. I've not heard much of the Egyptian lad, so can't really comment on his football. But a winger is also one of the positions we need at the club. We also have from Jack Talbot that Demarai Gray is expected to turn down the approach from Saudi Arabia and join Crystal Palace this transfer window. Everton have set their €40 million asking price. Talks between the sides are expected to take place this week. I think this was nearly almost definitely nailed on when Wilfried Zaha moved to Turkey, that they would need a winger, and Demarai Gray fills that. Good on Demarai Gray for staying in the Premier League. He's still young-ish. He's like, 25, 26. And I think he's still got something to prove. I think he's still got that hunger that he had when he joined Everton. People are still like, is he Premier League? Isn't he? So he's still very much got that bee in his bonnet, wanting to prove something. So I'm glad that he's sort of staying in the Premier League. But I'm also not, because he's nailed on to score past us next season. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, scrolling back down through some of the news, I think that might be everything really. Just some more on BILAL TOURE. Atalanta are sort of waiting for him as an alternative to Højlund. I believe that's how you pronounce him, who might be going to Manchester United. Almeria prioritised the offer from Everton as they'd offer more money, but the player likes the idea of playing in Europe with Atalanta. It seems that everything will be resolved this week. That came from Mate Moretto of Revilio on Twitch. They do have Europa League football, Atalanta, so I can see the draw there. But we'll have to wait and see if they put up the money. Obviously, the player, if he wants to go there, that is a big part of it. But the other big part is who Almeria accept. We might be the only ones to accept it. But it looks like that's all the news for today. Obviously, Dan Juma signed the other day as well. I have my reaction on the channel. Go check that out. But yeah, that's all the news. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and comment down below your thoughts. Look forward to reading them. See you soon.